Don't think this is just another self-help podcast. It's not.
Well, what is it?
It's still a hot mess, where we ask the question, is self-help helping?
Every episode, we discuss, debate, and sometimes diss an aspect of the self-improvement movement.
We want to know, is it all too much? Has it gone too far? Is it making us even more neurotic? Is this self-help or self-help?
You make a mess of me.
Now, what's great is based on, the abominable behavior I showed on the volleyball court yesterday, that we're talking about meditation today.
Yeah, we are. Yes,
What?
that is our topic.
So apropos.
So we're going to talk about meditation and meditation shaming. Okay? Because, here's what I'm getting from the self-help world.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't meditate, you're not spiritual. You're an asshole.
Yeah.
A little bit.
What's
you're
wrong
lazy.
with you? What happened
lazy.
to you? Yeah.
I mean, right? Doesn't
Why
Oprah...
can't you sit?
Now, you don't like Oprah, so you're going to get excited when I say this.
Oh,
Here's what I don't like
can't
about Oprah.
wait.
Yeah.
You're
Here's
going to
where
say you
I'm
don't like
gonna-
something about Oprah?
Uh-huh.
This is like a special day.
I know.
Is someone going to throw me a party? What's happening right now?
Okay, so I don't know. I've heard her say this many, many times. If you don't have 1 minute every day to meditate, and I don't know what she says after that. I guess she just
first
loses
of all,
me
1 minute is not even worth doing. Did I just meditation shame?
a little bit.
Okay.
Yes,
But she's meditation shaming.
definitely.
If you don't have 1 minute,
right?
have you raised any kids,
Like-
Oprah? Have you?
Exactly.
Like, let's start there.
So I don't know what she says after that. All I can, because I think I probably just tune out. But
She goes to her avocado orchard. That's what she does, and picks avocados.
come on, if we really make it big,
Yeah.
wouldn't you come on?
I'm
That's
gonna interview her.
amazing.
I'm going to interview her.
Well, you're going to interview her.
I'm going to make her cry.
But if we make it big, wouldn't we want an avocado orchard?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that that's the one thing about me that's normal, which is what she told Trevor Noah.
That's a good point.
Oy.
Okay, so I think this is an important topic because meditation is a very powerful, worthy endeavor. But honestly, it gets me so frustrated, maybe even a little angry.
Maybe you should meditate on it.
Maybe I...
Do you meditate, Susan? Can
Okay.
we start there?
All right, so
It's on.
no. Okay, so I'm a self-help junkie and I am not interested. I'm not interested. It's boring. It's boring as shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did a meditation course a few years ago at my yoga studio.
Okay.
Okay, and so that was all very interesting. And, I've they taught me the fundamentals and how, you're supposed to focus on your breath. And then really it's all about just noticing your thoughts. Okay. And when a story starts playing out in your mind, you let it go, right? You just, and then it's the process of beginning again. If you get caught up, in some kind of narrative, you just return to your breath.
Have you been inside my head lately?
I mean, no, I don't
It
want
does
in there.
not sound like, and a story comes up and you notice it. It sounds more like a Vietnamese nail salon. Okay. It's like,
Okay, and that's probably you, just in your daily life, kind of more on what do you call it? What's that reference? When you're on autopilot, right? You're not.
I have a lot of stuff going on.
You're on autopilot. You're just, that's not what I'm talking about. Is
Yeah.
when you're actually
In the
sitting
practice
there,
of doing it, and you get used to hearing these thoughts or noticing. Yes.
Yeah, and you're focusing on your inhales and exhales. That's really that's why they use the breath to kind of, focus on the present moment.
Sure.
Be mindful then of what's happening in the mind. And so what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to notice when you start getting caught up in that story. And then of course we let it go. We return to the breath, and they say that you're beginning again.
Okay.
And so what I think can easily
It's
happen.
stressing me out just
I know,
hearing you talk.
I know. And it was an interesting course, and I'm glad I took it because now I at least...
Because you learned how to talk like that. That's what you got out of it.
I did start talking
Just take
like
a
that.
meditation
What the
course
hell was
and
that?
you can talk like this too.
Okay.
I'm gonna barf.
So anyway,
Yeah.
now here's where I think this can all go sideways. Is that when we, notice that we're we're replaying the past, or we're, fretting about the future, then there's the inner critic going, and that's when we turn on ourselves.
And we're like, there you go again.
And it's like,
there you go again.
fuck.
Yep.
I
You're doing it.
suck.
You fail.
I'm such a loser.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just going to
Which
read.
maybe is a better thought than the one you were having before. Maybe some people really need to check in with that.
That's true. I mean, who knows what you were thinking about when it comes to like, what happened in the past or what might happen in the future. Yeah. Maybe beating
Maybe
yourself
the
up.
present is you're a dick.
Maybe beating yourself up is a welcome change. It's like a breath of fresh air. Well, this is much better than what I was thinking about earlier. Now, I just like, okay, I want to read what I found on verywellmind.com.
I love your research. Let's go.
So it says, if you find yourself getting carried away in your thoughts, right? Naturally, this happens when we meditate. If we try to do this, mindfulness meditation.
It's a guarantee.
Yeah. The brain's always going to create these
Don't
stories.
worry about it, guys. Don't worry about it.
So that's true. That's the first thing to understand. Your brain is always going to produce thoughts. That is, natural, inevitable. If you find yourself getting carried away in your thoughts, observe where your mind went off to. You'll be like, oh, well, didn't I just go back to yesterday? Or look at me making a grocery list, for when I'm going to the store later. Anyway, observe where your mind went off to without judging.
Judgment.
I put it in bold. That's the key. Without judging, and simply return to your breath.
Is judging the problem?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think, we want to be so good at meditating, right? Which isn't the point of meditation. Like
No. No.
we lost. That's like trying to be like the best at yoga. It's like, oh, girl.
I do feel pretty proud of myself when I'm looking good doing yoga. I'm like,
Okay,
damn.
yeah. Okay, yeah. You lost the point of yoga. Anyway. Yeah, I think it's like that is the most important thing is to remember not to be hard on yourself if it happens when you find
But I feel
yourself
like
caught up in the story.
self-help makes everyone hard on themselves.
Yes.
That's the thing. It's self-hurt at some point.
Or self-help.
Or self-hell. So, I mean, really, like, if you're going to meditate, like, I think a lot of people feel as though, meditation is going to be too hard, or it is just about this sitting and this breathing. And it's like, that actually doesn't work for me. Well, guess what? It's not the only way to achieve a sense of calm in your life. And there's a variety of ways. You have very active ways of doing it. I teach my students there's active sitting. I have them actually think of the present. Like I have them tune into things that they are hearing and feeling physically in the present without the distraction of sight, with their eyes open. So I'm not saying, focus on your breath. I'm saying these things are right now. Focus on those. It's active. It doesn't mean you've got to be aware of your thoughts. It's still going to show you though, you got a busy brain.
I think that's an amazing practice is just to take the world in rather, stop telling yourself a story about the world and taking it in. What can you see? What can you hear? What can you smell? What can you touch? What can you taste? And I think that's a way of grounding yourself, when anxiety is setting in.
Yep.
You can feel yourself.
Here it comes. The tsunami of my thoughts.
Exactly. You know those moments when you're like, oh my God. And maybe, rather than numbing, in some way, you do that.
You mean the rosé? Is that the numbing?
That is often what I think we do when we're dealing with anxiety, is we numb with maybe rosé, or some other cocktail. But
Line them up.
But that's it. That's a way of coming to the present.
Yeah.
And that is, it is the most peaceful place to be, right? When
Power of now.
Yep. When we're focused on the present moment, our painful stories cannot be sustained.
So exactly.
That is why everybody's so excited about meditation. Is that it just it gives us that opportunity not to be drawn in, caught up in the drama of the mind. We go, oh, there it is, and we let it go.
So is it really?
And then we
just
get better at it when we're in our waking lives, like
right?
in our
Is it
everyday
just
lives.
a matter of giving ourselves certain times where we focus on, giving the brain a break and being completely present, knowing that 24/7 we're not walking around just in the now. There is, a sense of what is to come. There is a sense of where we've been. It would be, I don't know, can we live just in the now all the time?
I think that might be an unrealistic expectation, an unrealistic goal, like ridding your brain of negative thoughts.
Was Buddha?
I think Buddha worked at it a lot. Like,
who has the time?
Well, Netflix
When is it good
wasn't
enough?
around when Buddha was
No.
working on this.
If it was, he would
Right?
have been sitting under that tree.
So I think what we can do is we can, through meditation,
Yes.
whether it is mindfulness, breath meditation, or it's walking, running, swimming meditation,
Yeah.
or it's
I do those things.
or it's just things that effortlessly bring your attention to the present moment, like any kind of form of play, art, blah blah blah. I think what it does is it gives you, or you get better at catching yourself, drifting into the past or into the future, and you go, oh, I'm in. Look at me.
Yeah.
Like I haven't been here for some time
Right.
now. And then and you, in a way, in your everyday waking life, you let it go and you begin again. I think that's it. I think
See, I feel
it
life
might help
like
us
life,
to catch ourselves.
Like just
better.
life has, and maturity, and God knows I'm maturing. Okay.
They grow up so fast.
It's age. It's not actual. I'm still 18. But
You know what? They say the first 40 years of a child's life is the hardest.
Yeah. I 100% agree with that. But I do believe that maturity is actually what has made me more present to now. But what I just said was, I was totally full of shit. What I just said. I'm going to take that back. I think that maturity has taught me how to let go a lot. Increasingly, I'll put it that way. In life, I've had to let go. I've had loss. I've lived through those things. I've paid attention to how that's affected me and others and all that stuff. And because of life experience, if I'd maybe just sat on a couch and there'd never been any letting go or loss, then maybe it wouldn't have come naturally. But I do believe that life naturally has allowed me to organically learn to let go more efficiently.
That's
I don't
interesting.
get caught up in things, but I have been in certain practices. I'll give you that. But I don't think I need self-help to go, life has shown me some stuff.
Okay, so you've never taken a meditation course, or you've never
I've meditated, man. Oh yeah.
like use apps?
Oh no.
Or okay.
I can do it all by myself.
Okay. Well, that's
I
self-help.
teach other people how to do it.
No, yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah.
So I think it's just important to understand or be aware that there's other ways we can, take the world in, be more present, and I call them casual forms of meditation, right?
You
So
would.
a little bit of self-help
I
talk,
like
I
that.
think. I don't know, casual.
Casual meditation.
Because I do. I think there's formal.
I love that.
Because I think there is. I think there's formal sitting meditation that has you doing that breath work.
Yeah,
Like it's
sure.
I don't know, you can call it the classic version of meditation. But like, what about just the fact that like, hey, okay, I was going to just use your volleyball as an example, but no, I think your mind's pretty busy on that court.
Pretty
but
much.
like, okay, for me, so I like playing curling. I'm a curler. I'm coming out. I'm saying it loud
I'm
and proud.
proud of you right now.
Thanks. Okay. So,
This is a moment.
so for
She's a curler.
I'm a curler. So for 2 hours, game lasts about 2 hours, and for those 2 hours, I don't think about much. I mean, I'm thinking about the strategy of the game and
Yeah,
the
you're
technical skill
focused. It's a
of
focus.
sweeping and delivering the rock and all that kind of thing. But I'm not ruminating.
No.
I'm not regurgitating the past. I'm not replaying things, and I'm not fretting about the future.
Sounds like bliss.
It is. Yay.
Yeah.
So that for me, I think of it as getting out of my head, back into my body.
You know what? When I sit and meditate and
Yep.
just focus, I get so sick of my own breath. Like I'm literally like, fuck the breath. Not one more breath.
Can I recommend flossing?
Nice. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So essentially, I mean, what I think, what other things quiet your mind naturally, like really effortlessly?
Curiosity.
Okay. Like I'm thinking about any activities.
Sex.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Sex does that.
Sure.
For sure.
Yeah. Like
I
don't
am
think
really
we're
just focused on the sex.
right. We're not thinking.
I'm not thinking
I
about my
hope-
groceries. And if I am, something is definitely wrong.
Time to move on.
So
Yeah. Anyway, I
that's
think
something.
I just think it's important that we are discerning about, this message from the self-help world,
Yep.
that there is only one form of meditation, right, Oprah? Mm-hmm.
There's lots of people who do transcendental meditation, celebrities who say like it is the answer. I've never tried it.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I think
I want to know from our listeners though, at some point. I want people to like
Go ahead, caller.
call in. Yeah. We're listening.
It's like 1985 all of a sudden.
But I want to hear from people like, how do you meditate? Or what do you think of meditation? Or, where do you stand with it? Like, how has it improved your life? Some things that they say are the benefits of meditation are, obviously reduces stress, right? So is it working? Controls anxiety. Is it working? Promotes emotional health. I guess if you're not anxious, then your emotional health might be better. Enhances self-awareness. We could all use that. Lengthens attention span. Clearly, we're in an age where we're all, questioning our attention spans because it's all fast. It's all now. It could reduce age-related memory loss. Now, if that said signs of aging, I'd be down. Can generate kindness, whatever. And may help fight your rosé addiction.
I just think I should meditate.
I know, right?
I'm
like every day.
hate myself. No wonder I'm still a hot mess.
Comes back around to hating yourself.
You know what? But honestly, I'll be honest with you. When we were preparing for this episode,
Did we prepare?
Well, a little. I mean, we got sheets here.
We do have
we
some
got
sheets.
some words.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought
These
to
are the
myself,
sheets.
I really,
not rain.
I thought to myself a few times, Susan, you're a self-help junkie and you don't meditate.
But you're not a meditation junkie.
That's exactly it.
So it don't matter.
But anyway, I'm just so glad that I carve out time in my life for things that do effortlessly bring me into that present moment, quiets my mind. And I also think it gives me energy. Like I think that fills me up.
Okay. Are you an Eckhart Tolle fan? Power of Now. And does he talk about meditation? And is he one of your gurus?
I'm not sure if he really talks a lot about the practice of meditation in his books. The Power of Now really talked about the nattering of the ego.
Right.
The left hemisphere essentially is what
we
takes
gotta
us
talk
away.
about ego.
Oh, we will, Fanson. We will. That's at least a couple episodes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It'll be a to be continued. For
So
sure.
that's, I think, important to understand and maybe honor these casual forms of meditation is it takes you basically out of the left hemisphere, all the mind chatter, right?
Is that where
the
it
stories.
exists in the left hemisphere?
Yep.
Okay.
That's where you analyze and judge. That's where your narratives
Why
are.
so judgy?
Well, let's talk about that in another episode.
Okay.
Just judgment.
Yeah,
We should
we'll
just
talk about
okay.
judgment.
So what happens is when you're, I don't know, maybe you're having a peaceful volleyball game.
I doubt it.
Or when you're having sex.
Okay.
Okay. Or when I'm curling.
Yes.
God, doesn't my life sound exciting? Anywho, what we do is we shift into our intuitive right brain.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's where we, take the world in.
I love my right brain. I love it so much.
And we go into more of an intuitive thinking. And just basically,
It's my favorite.
It's where our painful stories cannot be sustained is in the right hemisphere.
It must be why I'm so happy.
Because you're not very left-brained. Although you're working that board today, kind of like a champion.
I am.
So you are a little left-brained.
The board.
This is very
it's
left-brained
like,
activity,
it's
by
like,
the way.
being a pilot. It's like being in the cockpit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing that. That's me right now. You got to get a picture of this. We got to post this.
Yeah, we're going to post it
this
for
on
sure.
I
already took a selfie.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Without me?
I know.
Okay, we got a problem.
All
we
right,
got a
well,
big problem, Stuart.
We'll work that out.
All right.
You know what? It's good that you're talking about it though, and
It
not.
is. I'll talk about my feelings anytime, any day.
That's good. Well, rather than harboring resentment for the rest of the episode, you just told me.
It's a good thing it's almost over.
I think it's best.
Because it is time for our round of Name That Guru.
Oh, this is so exciting every time.
Oh, yeah.
It does. It's not getting old for me.
No. And
I
you
hope it's
never
not
know.
getting old for the listeners.
No. But please feel free to play along. You can play this at home.
So this is when
Safety first.
we read 3 self-help quotes to each other,
Yes.
and we try to identify the author.
That's right.
Who said it.
But very often what happens is
You go rogue.
I go rogue.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you going first or am I?
You go first.
Okay. Oh, this is actually quite appropriate.
Okay.
I went into my self-help voice again.
You did.
Actually, I think I'm
It's
doing it a lot.
meditation voice. It's
that about?
Why do we do that?
I'm trying to be something I'm not.
That's
think.
okay. I love you the way you are.
That's good.
I do.
I'm still.
I love you, Susan.
I love you too, Fanson.
I know.
I hope we go play the long game.
I hope we will too.
I hope we will too. Okay. All right.
Fingers crossed.
Let's just always talk it out.
Talk it out.
And we usually do.
Sister, talk it out.
Although I did fall silent for a few months on you.
I remember that.
But
Yeah.
we
got
But
back.
you know what was good?
Did I
Is
call you?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm very communication
You're like,
forward.
I think we need to talk.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think so. All right.
I think you said we need to drink about it.
Oh my God.
And
I did.
we did.
I did. Okay. First quote.
Okay.
In the absence of data.
Data.
Is it data?
It's data here.
I think that's American.
It's data in the States. Data here.
Oh, see, I thought it was data in the US.
Look, man, I know things.
In the absence of data, we create stories.
Ooh.
Mm. So she is speaking of our.
Brené Brown.
You did it.
I did it.
You got it.
I did.
Point on the board
Oh
for
my gosh.
Fanson.
I don't know. We're not keeping score, but I know
No,
I
that
had a
you're,
point
it's 2-1. It's
All right.
2-1.
Okay.
Or no, did I get one last episode?
It
You
could
gave
be
me a
more
hint.
because
I
this
think
could
might
be episode 54. I don't even know. Who's keeping track?
I
Okay,
think
ready?
we're tied. I think we're tied.
Surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. I'll read it again. Surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. I mean, what the hell?
Well, yours always sounds so much like Oprah. That really
Is that your
sounds
answer?
Like Oprah.
That's Oprah.
Is it Oprah?
Yeah, you know what, Oprah? How about everybody? How about some inclusiveness? Oh, I see.
She's a little judgy.
We're going
there,
up
hey?
the ladder, are we?
Little judgy.
Nice. Nice.
She is
Anyway.
speaking of boundaries, though. It's
I don't know.
okay.
That's your interpretation. Whatever.
See, I'm back on loving
Careful
Oprah.
what you say,
now that
Oprah,
we're done with
'cause
meditation,
people are quoting you.
I'm loving her again.
That's
okay.
fine.
The deepest secret. This is the deepest secret. All right. The deepest secret is that life is not a process of discovery. Actually, I think you're going to like this one. It's not a process of discovery, but a process of creation. You are not discovering yourself, but creating yourself anew. Seek, therefore, not to find out who you are. Seek to determine who you want to be.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, I thought this might be your jam.
Oh, I might have to actually pick up a book.
See, I think you would like him. I'm going to give you a him.
Have you told me this before? Have you told me about him before?
We have discussed him today.
I don't know his name.
Not in this episode, I think, in the other one.
You have to help me.
Do you want me to give you a hint? Should we hint each other?
Yeah.
Okay. He talks to God.
Oh, I don't remember his name, but he's the guy who has a conversations with God. Can I just call it? Can I just the name of his book?
Authored by Neil Donald Walsh.
Walsh. Okay.
I think you would like him.
All right. I'll consider
You'll Google.
it. I'll think about it, and then I won't do it. Okay. One more.
Yes.
One more. Okay. In intimate relationships, we respect and often protect our partner's vulnerabilities. But in times of conflict, we begin to exploit them.
Now, you got me with the word vulnerabilities. I think that's trick. I think you're tricking me. I'm going to say Martha Beck.
Okay. I don't know who she is.
She's Oprah's life coach. She
So
writes
you're
a column in the O magazine.
So you're telling me that I could be Oprah's life coach?
Oh, for
Because that's my quote. I'm writing a book one episode at a time. All right, man.
For God's sake.
Yeah, I know. It's not fair. It's not fair what I do.
Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever have enough.
The Grinch. That's so easy.
You're not...
The Grinch
You're not-
after he learned his lesson.
You're not close.
No? Oh my God. I was sure about that one. Okay, Deepak Chopra.
Is that your final answer?
Yes. It's the
Nope.
only answer I have.
It's your good friend and mine,
Anthony Robbins?
Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, I'm so glad I said the Grinch, because to me it just sounded like greed, but having learned a little bit from your own greed, that's what that quote made me think of.
Okay, I think it's all about tuning into your abundance.
Look,
but
man, how
anywho-
things are interpreted in
anywho,
this brain
Wow.
may not be how they're interpreted in yours.
No, because
You're Susan Stewart.
and you're Kelly Fanson,
And we're still a hot mess. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Purple Jade Wellness Center, for your support. Thanks also to Monkey Junk, the Juno Award-winning blues band consisting of some of the best people and musicians we know. We'd also like to thank and give a 3-minute hug, because self-help says that's more meaningful, to the Pod Plant and Mike Wixon.
And hey, why not subscribe or follow our show? And please, for the love of Oprah, give us a rating and review on your iPhone podcast app. And if you're into social media, you can find us on Instagram at Still a Hot Mess Podcast, and like us on Facebook at Still a Hot Mess. And thank you, Fanson.
And thank you, Susan.
You make a mess of me.